recap and behind-the-scenes look at The Stern Show. Wrap-up show. Call in.
888-STERN-100. The Wrap-Up Show.
Wrap-up show. With John Ryan and Gary Delabate.
Hi, this is Alec Baldwin, and you're listening to John Hein and Gary Delabate on The Wrap-Up Show.
Welcome back to The Wrap-Up Show. 888-STERN-100 is the number to call as we dig a little deep into the Benjy vortex, although we're still awaiting Benjy to get here. But we do have...
Isn't that part of the vortex?
Yes, I guess it is. This is his master plan. But we do have two-thirds of the news team here with John Lieberman and Lisa G. And
by the way, Lisa G came to me earlier today and was emphatic that she would not be able to come down to Wrap Up today to discuss this topic.
Lisa, thank you.
It's called peer pressure.
Thank you for making the time, Lisa.
Thank you. I got a late start today with some interviews I was doing, and I just thought I couldn't have time, but it's important, and I'm making time, and I'm glad I'm here.
Well, Lisa, I was shocked to hear that your bias prevented you from covering this story.
I wanted to go cover it. And my news director, Brad Driver, didn't think it would be the best idea.
Why?
Because it's hard for me to answer. I think everyone feels I'm too emotionally involved. I felt I could have done a fair job, but I understand.
Are you feuding with Elisa?
No, I'm not.
Is she feuding with you?
John would know better. He's interviewed
Well, you
her.
would know, Lisa. Let's be honest. There's not a chick in the world that doesn't know if another chick's giving you shit.
If Lisa has said, and Lisa, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but Lisa has said that she thinks Elisa may be using Benjy or not have his best interests at heart, I can understand why Elisa may be upset with that.
I think she heard a comment I said, and that upset her. The bottom line is Benjy's doing what he wants to do, and that's upsetting to me because I liked him the way he used to be, and I feel that when she says jump, he jumps. So it's not against her. It's probably more so against Benjy. To me, he has turned into a hamster. He looks like a hamster. He's acting like a hamster. Like, oh, my God, Lisa, and what can I do for her like that? And so that's upsetting to me. I liked him the way he used to be.
Gary? This sounds like a jealous woman.
Yeah.
No, I'm not jealous.
That's what it sounds like.
Why is it jealous?
Because
that's naive.
Why can't why can't people change?
Pet names like hamster?
And the other thing
I'm not giving him a pet name. I'm criticizing the way he looks and he acts.
If you were in a relationship with a guy, right, you would probably change a little bit. You just do, because you people adapt to each other.
We all do.
Right, so then I have to accept that this is what makes him happy. It's similar to, you've got kids, having a kid, maybe not liking her boyfriend so much, but realizing this is her choice.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Right, so that's what I'm going through.
Benjy, it's all about you right now.
I just walked in, so I don't know what's been said.
Well, we were talking about, Lisa was saying how she feels, and Lisa, you say so. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
That it's upsetting to me that the way you've changed, that I liked you the way you were before. And I'm not the only one who has said that, but this is your choice, so it's my issue. I need to accept it.
Okay, so this happens a lot around here. People just kind of make labels. How have I changed?
I feel that when Elisa says jump, you jump. And I watched that video of the two of you in your apartment, and you take off your hat, and she goes, "Put back that hat," and you put the hat back on, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with your head?
Lisa's theory. Hold on. Lisa's theory was, by the way, because she said to me this morning, that you were blowing your image by showing the world your baldness, and Elisa wanted to put that hat back on.
Well, I think she thinks, and I do too, that I look a lot better with a hat on, and that.
Benjy, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? You have a bald spot or whatever it is.
Well,
I don't know anymore.
Well, Elisa, I'm much more. I think.
What?
I think I'm a more attractive person with a hat. But that goes way before Elisa. You can play clips of the show when you guys yell at me, and sometimes I do jokingly take off the hat.
Benjy, are you going to say that you haven't changed since you've been in this relationship at all?
Not my personality, I don't think. I've lost some weight, and
You changed your look.
Not a lot, but a few things.
Not a lot.
No, not a lot. I grew a beard at her suggestion. I thought that was a. You know what?
You grew a beard, then you colored it,
and
then
you
put
wore
on a
platform
hat.
sneakers.
That was my idea to dye the beard. But first of all, I thought that was a good suggestion. I said, I'll try that, and I ended up liking it. And sometimes I shave it when I don't. So I mean, but Lisa, you're saying that I don't know. I don't think my personality has really changed that much. I just don't think. I think that's BS.
Lisa's not the only one upset, Benji, because I was talking to Gary before, and he's having some issues with you lately in terms of what's going on.
I feel like that I said this on the news, so I'll say it right to your face. I feel like you're becoming like Jackie, like you're crowbarring in plugs, and I feel like it's become about plugging everything that you do. You don't reel it in at all, and it's getting tedious, and I almost feel like Howard's the sleeping tiger, and you're poking him. One day he's going to get up and it's just going to go, enough of this shit already. And I'm not sure what the end game is. Like if it was for something, like, is this song really super important to you? Like super important on a level that you're going to go all in with your plugs, because you can't plug like this forever.
I don't think. I don't know how to fight that. You feel that way.
It's not a fight.
No, I don't know how to argue that. What's the question? Is this song the most important thing in my life?
In other words, I feel like I feel like you're taking whatever you've put in the bank as far as goodwill on how much you could plug something, and you're putting it all in on this particular project.
I think a lot of things that you guys think I do to seek attention on the show, I'm not. I'm just being myself.
But my question is, are you answer what I just said? Everybody, we all know that we have.
You're saying your question is, do you still beat your wife? Kind of question.
No, that wasn't what I said.
No, it's that kind of question that it presumes.
It's not.
It presumes some guilt.
No, it doesn't. I'm saying that you're taking all the goodwill you built up and you plug day and night. That's not bullshit. That's a fact.
No, but I don't think I do, Gary. I plug day and I do plugs on the show that we're given the opportunity to do.
You bring it up whenever you can, and you do whatever you can. Wait a second, and you do whatever you can to draw attention to having people talk. It's not an interpretation. It's a fact.
Are you talking about the writing on the hands, Gary?
At least, and you were very not truthful today. You did say to me off the air yesterday, I thought about taking off, and I thought, why should I do that?
I thought about that. The fact, like, I did it for a purpose of that. Hey, this is something like when I want to look at it, I can look at it and it'll help me learn the lyrics. And then right before I got in work yesterday, I was like, fuck, you know what? They're gonna give me shit. They're gonna say, because they always think I'm doing shit for attention.
Right.
And I'm like, because they think that, maybe I should wash it, even though that wasn't the reason I put it on there. But I said, fuck that. It's something I would do for a purpose, not for the attention. I'm not going to just change things so they don't think I'm seeking attention. That's what I said. And I think that you took part of that, but you didn't take the full thing.
Well, I think you said, I thought of their feelings, and I thought of my feelings, and my feelings were way more important than what their feelings are. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
But that's what you're saying.
I'm saying that you would have listened to me clearly.
I heard you.
Okay.
I heard everything you said.
You thought I did it for a certain purpose. I said, that's not the purpose. I did it. But it hit me before I got here that you would think that. But I said, you know what? What I'm doing is not a bad thing, and I did it for another purpose. I'm not going to change it because...
I'll give you that you did it for whatever purpose you want. Say you didn't do it for the purpose of getting on the air. I'll give you that. But you realized that it was going to be a distraction, and you said distraction...
How is it a distraction?
Well, Benji, don't be fucking stupid. Don't that bullshit about... Of course it's a distraction. Everybody fucking noticed it and handed Howard a note. It's weird. You're fucking writing on your hands. It's odd, and everybody noticed it. Don't act like it's not weird or a distraction.
I don't think it's that weird or that much of a distraction.
But see, that's your move on everything. I don't know what I don't know who that guy is over there. I've never seen him before in my life. When we know
that's
you know
John
who it is.
Lieberman.
I'm just saying that's your move. Your move is you don't know anything till you need to know.
All right.
I don't think you're being truthful there, Benji.
Give me a lie detector test.
No, about the words. Everybody noticed it. Like, maybe that wasn't your purpose.
Right.
But you're kidding yourself. If anybody walked in here and did that, people are going to notice. That's the nature of the show.
If I did, you'd write Howard a note. There's something weird on Gary's hands.
Well, it's,
you would.
Even with the hickeys,
and then you write a joke about it.
And he came in with the hickeys, too, and, I mean, nobody else...
I agree with that, too. I think that's part of a whole sort of passive-aggressive thing.
Right.
Notice me.
Right.
Maybe you should remake that song.
Right.
Notice me, notice me.
Here's a question, Gary. Now, you booked Elisa to start with.
Yes.
Do you regret opening up this whole can of worms?
Absolutely not. I thought that was a great... Benji pitched this idea. I love the premise of what it was. I love that we got to meet her. And I'm even glad that they're a couple. I don't regret that for a second. That was a funny bit.
John in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. How you doing? Gary, why do you care? Why do you give him such a hard time?
Because I think that we're all held accountable here, and Benji sometimes thinks he isn't.
I mean, it's like yesterday, Sal. I mean, you have a unique way of just twisting words around and making them both look like douchebags.
Well, what did I do to Sal yesterday?
Yesterday, when he was talking about the blind guy, and you just have a weird way of just twisting it around to make it seem like, like you're assholes.
Sal said yesterday that Gary the retard is really happy being a retard. He's really embraced it, and that's his niche in life. So I question that. If you think that's a problem, maybe you should question your niche in life.
Gary the retard.
Now, Gary, don't get me wrong. You're amazing at what you do. You just have an odd way. And Benjy,
But what's odd about it? Sal said something stupid that maybe you didn't hear it as stupid, but a lot of us did. John and I looked at each other right away, go, what the hell is that? So we explore that.
John, do you think Gary's picking on Benjy unfairly?
I don't know if it's unfair. I'm writing on your hands a little weird, and the fucking hickey thing's a little crazy. But I mean, he's just a unique person. You guys, even you, John, sometimes you guys have a way of just picking on him and just let him go. So he's fucking weird. Let him go. God, I just don't get it. Benjy, I'm on your side, buddy.
Thank you, man.
I think everybody here, for the most part, does let Benjy go.
I agree.
Beforehand, we said we're happy that him and Elisa are in a relationship, but I know Lisa and others are concerned that he's being used, and I don't think that's a crazy assumption to make. I hope it's not the case, and Benjy, you're the only one, and maybe even if you are, you're still enjoying the time with her, and that's great.
Lisa said something interesting the other day, though.
What I talk 24 hours about
all day long.
Yeah, that's all we have to hear all day.
She really is. It's like in the cop movies where the chief says, "You're too close to the case. You're off the case." Like it's the same thing. So the other day she said something about how he's kind of changing, and she said it's as if your son starts acting weird. Like she put him in the context of like.
No, I just said.
Well,
No, I just
at least
said that
I
to
have
John.
a revelation to make.
No, I said that to John. It's like when his daughter dates dates a guy that he's not that fond of. So but that's their choice. So this is Benjy's choice. It just feels tacky to me that everything is Lisa on the air, and other spouses or girlfriends, you're not hearing that. So it feels tacky to me. And
so why?
I agree with that. By the way.
Okay, so who are you mad at?
Not mad at anybody. If I'm mad at anybody, I'd be saying I'm mad at you, but I'm not really mad. I think the word is it's disappointing. It's like there's unspoken rules here, and you sort of like you don't want to overstay your welcome. You don't want to exploit the show, and I feel like you're treading onto that ground. That's just that's my opinion. I can't tell you what to do.
So what's the principle I violated?
The principle that you violated, that you should show some respect for the show, and that when you're constantly plugging, and you say you're not, but you are, and you're saying that I'm making that up, and I'm not.
Benjy, I'll translate here. You're using your plugs to plug Elisa's stuff all the time,
and it's my stuff too. But you say my plugs at the end of the show? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's total. That's fine. The plugs at the end of the show are fine. It's all the stuff in between to try and get noticed. You come in. You don't even know that you come in with all this stuff to try to get us to notice you. And there's actually been a movement to not notice you. Whether it's the shirt or the hat or the beard or the lifts or the writing on the hands, and I could go on and on and on.
I just I think that lots of times with me, you guys assume things are for a certain reason, and you get mad.
But why would we assume that? Benjy, you once showed up in African garb and said you came from a tribe. We thought that was a riot. We let you go with that. You do come in to try and be noticed sometimes. It's part of your comedy.
Well, that was.
But this is a weird.
That was for Kalahari Kai, and you know that.
I'm saying that it's not like this is without precedent.
Were you asking Lisa why she was mad at you before?
Yeah.
Lisa?
I'm not mad at you. Like I said, it feels tacky to me, and that's upsetting to me because I like you and I know who you are, and we had a private talk about it.
Yeah,
and
you said you said very, very mean stuff publicly about my girlfriend. I thought you were being very, very.
What did she say that was mean?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Well, I think the comment was in one of my pieces.
John will repeat it.
Lisa called Lisa's career a non-career.
No, I said
referring to her musical ability.
No, I said Benjy's trying to be a hero to a non-career. That's what I said.
Lisa's memorized the line.
So that was a strike.
And I apologize.
No, you never did. Actually, you said I'm sorry. You kept saying I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings.
Didn't you also
apologize for saying it? I think you said it. I don't know what your rage is about it. What your upsetness is about
She's
it.
not a rage.
You haven't heard what everyone has been saying here. That
So why do you? Why are you?
Look,
why are you
if
giving?
she's that talented, she'll be fine on her own. She's getting noticed. You can take a breath about it, Benji.
Okay, what if
I feel like you're in this like trance about. Oh my God, I have to get her a career, a recording contract. It will
I
happen.
enjoy being part of
She's
this.
being meant. Yeah, but it just feels like too much.
Well,
It doesn't feel organic, that's for sure. It does not feel to anything. It feels very manufactured.
All right.
Lisa also said the keytar's for fags.
I did not do that.
Gary, the thing that surprises me about this is I thought Lisa had sort of a, being into Benjy a little bit, like, I could be the one who changed him.
No.
But based on this, it sounds like you have much more of a maternal instinct towards Benjy.
A friendship. I mean, I like Benjy. I think he's funny. I think he's very smart. I think he's 10 steps ahead of everyone. And I think he's fantastic. So it's upsetting to me that I see some changes that I don't feel good about, but I'm not Benjy. So, like I said, it's my issue. I need to accept it and let him go.
That is true. That is true.
Meaning, like, let him fly. Let him be who he is.
John, is this obsession driving you guys crazy?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to keep my headphones on for 9 hours a day listening to silence just so that if she starts talking about Benjy, I have an excuse. I have the headphones on my head. Let me say one thing. I brought Lisa in an article over the weekend, the New York Times, How to Break Up with a Friend. And that's what I feel like as a third person is happening. Lisa can't let Benjy go as a friend, and that's what's happened here. But I just have a quick question for Benjy.
Sure.
I think I did a number of interviews last night at the concert with Elisa's family,
right.
Her mother, her brother, and it actually changed my view a little bit. I think this all started off very shticky. I don't know what happened between you two in the beginning, but her family at least believes this is a real relationship. It's really heading places. Is that a safe assert? Was there a point where this went from maybe being shticky to all of a sudden now being a real relationship?
No, it's always been. It started with I had a really big crush on Elisa, and she really liked me a lot, and we were friends, really good friends, and I had a really big crush on her, and she developed feelings towards me.
She wants to get married sooner rather than later, is what she said.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do that?
I'm not ready to do that. I would want to date longer and get to know each other.
I laugh because I'm not giving you a hard time, but it's funny because I don't know that you'll ever be ready.
Well, that's an issue we're exploring.
Because you were with somebody for a long time that I thought was as close to being a person you would marry if you wanted to get married, and it broke up because you didn't want to take it further. And I just see you getting older and older, but not.
Right. You're right, and that's something like I am in therapy, and we're going to like couples therapy. And that's one of the issues we're talking about. Like, I absolutely love Elisa, and I think she would make a great wife, and I'd be but I do struggle with the happiness of marriage versus the freedom of not being married.
We got to take a break, but really quick, even that is a notice me move, because who goes to couples therapy 2 months into being a couple? You have to be a couple first.
Yeah. I think we started that not as a joke for the show, but sort of as each other. We scheduled an appointment, just thought it'd be fun, and then we ended up, we needed it.
All right, let's drift out of the vortex, take a break. When we come back, we'll button this one up and move on to Little Steven. Still lots to talk about on the wrap-up show.